When most people think of Atlantic City, their minds go straight to casinos and the boardwalk and maybe even Monopoly. But what if I told you there are over 100 murals telling the story of the city's soul? That the most vibrant neighborhood in Atlantic City right now sits on 3 blocks of that Monopoly board, and that there's a museum in the center of the city holding the entire history of African Americans in Atlantic City, founded by a man whose devotion to that story will give you chills. Welcome to Pop Culture Passport, your ultimate guide to quirky and cool destinations across the US. I'm your host, Beth Scalacci, aka the Roman Yeti, here to help you dive into the world of theme parks, uncover film and TV locations, and explore quirky museums, roadside attractions, and legendary venues that capture the heart and soul of this unique country. So grab your pop culture passport and let's discover destinations that resonate with your interest, not just with what's trending on social media. Are you ready? Let's roam! Welcome back. Today we're going to Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I promise you it's probably not quite what you're thinking we're going to talk about. My guest today is Kiara Davis, Tourism and Community Affairs Manager for Visit Atlantic City. She is a proud Atlantic City native, and she works at the intersection of tourism, community engagement, and destination storytelling. She serves on the advisory board for the Atlantic City Arts Foundation and is deeply committed to showing the world what Atlantic City is really about. That Atlantic City beyond the casinos and even the boardwalk. She's also, and this part matters, a lover of classic Hollywood films, anime, comic books, and video games, which means we are basically destined to have a great conversation. And yes, she does end our conversation with a Marvel quote. Iconic, loved her for that. You'll see. I first connected with Kiara through Visit Atlantic City, and from our very first conversation, I could tell she was someone who genuinely loves her city. Not as a tourism professional, but as someone who grew up there, whose family is woven into its history, and who wants the world to see what she sees when she looks at Atlantic City. So let's get beyond those casinos. Here's my conversation with Kiara Davis. Welcome back to this week's episode. I am so thrilled to be joined by Kiara Davis from Visit Atlantic City. I want to make sure I get the title right. Tourism and Community Affairs Manager. Um, I would like to just call her expert of Atlantic City. I
Me too.
that's going to be your official title for me, if that's all right with you.
Of course. Absolutely.
Welcome to the show. I'm so excited to get some information on. I feel like it's a misunderstood city.
For sure.
Um, I feel like when people think of Atlantic City, their brain immediately goes to casinos. But I, there's another game that's synonymous with the city for almost a century. It's also responsible for a lot of family fights, I think probably is safe to say.
Yes,
And that game's Monopoly, right?
most certainly is. Lots of cheating. Hide your monies.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably been a few tables flipped. We don't know.
Judai style. Yes. Very.
So do you think Atlantic City gets enough credit for being like the soul of one of the most famous board games?
Probably not. I think that there are so many people that actually play the game that have no idea that it's actually based and oriented in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. They probably think it's just everything's made up, right?
I know. I mean, it just kind of comes out of nowhere. People don't think that people actually live in Atlantic City as well. I have noticed that. The more I travel, the more I kind of expand, people are like, oh, people actually live there. Yes, we have a huge residential area. I will speak to Visit Atlantic City, our marketing department. They've been doing wonderful things with like kind of regurgitating the iconic of it all and really pushing the monopoly just in celebration of it all.
Yeah, I think that's fascinating that people don't realize people live there full time. I think that maybe that's a beach town thing too, that people don't think people live there year round.
I would say so. And you take it for granted, I will say. When you do leave your area and you do leave a town like Atlantic City when you're born and raised, you're kind of like, ooh, yeah, no, let me get back. I miss my beach, I miss my boardwalk. I'm eternally grateful for that.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean the Atlantic City Monopoly thing, I did a little like history look, and I guess the game was originally called the Landlord's Game, and it didn't have the Atlantic City street names at that time.
Right.
And wasn't until 1929 that the Atlantic City made, or a Quaker, I have it as a Quaker residents of Atlantic City made their own version. And then someone, sort of borrowed and took credit and made money from it.
Most certainly, the capitalist way, you know it.
Could always count on someone doing that, right?
For sure.
Um, so, if people are a big Monopoly fan or they're not, they've been to Atlantic City, but maybe didn't put two and two together, like what places should people visit who sort of love and want to celebrate that game?
I think that hitting the boardwalk in itself, it's iconic. You hit just about every street that is named on there. You get the people see, you get to take in the sights, take in the beach. I'm going to speak to the Steel Pier. The Steel Pier is so iconic in itself. The Steel Pier is history personified. It is one of the landmarks on the Monopoly game, still standing, still going strong. Generation after generation, you can't get any better than that. And also the Orange Loop. The Orange Loop is something that it is New Jersey, excuse me, New York Avenue, St. James Place, and Tennessee Avenue, like a 3 block radius. That is something that is huge on the Monopoly game board, and right now is one of our most vibrant locations in the city.
Oh, tell me more. What can people do there?
Sure. Like, so the Orange Loop, it kind of blends the nostalgia with kind of newer local businesses and culture. You have Heyday Coffee, you have the Anchor Rock Club, which is our independent music venue,
Hmm.
Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall, the Leadership Yoga Studios. You have Crops, which is communities revolutionizing open public spaces, which they help with their community gardens across the city. You have Cardinal, the restaurant that has been there and is doing amazing. And they do everything in conjunction with the Atlantic City Arts Foundation. Actually, the 100th mural was painted onto the Cardinal building. So, when I think about the Orange Loop, it feels authentic to Atlantic City, resilient, artistic, nostalgic, and ever evolving.
Yeah, I mean I think that's definitely not something that people would associate, and I think that's what's so cool about Atlantic City is that there's all these other places, outside of what you're expecting.
Certainly.
Um, and there is an Atlantic City Arts Foundation, right? What is their mission?
Yes, the Atlantic City Arts Foundation exists to make arts and culture accessible and visible throughout Atlantic City. I actually serve on their advisory committee. I work with Michael Atkins as the executive director and Tina Notaro as a program manager. And when I tell you their devotion to the city, their devotion to the arts is like it's indescribable of what they do. So we have over 100 murals across the city,
Oh,
and it's just a way to kind of tell the stories of what goes on in the city. It enriches the quality of life for residents and visitors alike. Civic identity, beautification, the storytelling aspect is really kind of what draws you in because each mural has its own personality. Each mural is in its own district, so to
no.
speak. The work that they do is incredible. They host annual events like the 48 Blocks Arts Festival. It happens in September. They shut down a couple of city streets and they bring out all the vendors, and it's just a day of community. Like
Wow.
they're absolutely wonderful.
So these murals are they by different artists, the 100
Yes,
murals? Okay.
there are all the different artists across the city.
And then I'm assuming, does the Arts Foundation, if people want to learn more about these, like, do they have maps to where to go or?
We have a map on their website.
Perfect.
They will be starting to do some guided mural tours coming soon. They are really evolving and growing in what they're doing. And they have been getting so much help community wise. Everyone is coming in and just collaboration is key with it. It's been wonderful to have them.
Nice. I mean, I think public art and making it so accessible is something that's really fun and so important.
I see.
It's I think people think art needs to be in frames on walls in the Louvre, and
Yeah.
no, it can be it can be anywhere, and it's probably I've walked by the Mona Lisa in the Louvre, and it was fine, but I like street art a lot better.
It's amazing. It's so like everything is so different,
Yeah.
different colors, different techniques of how it's done, different stories to be told. It gives just that much more oomph to what we have going on in our city streets.
Yeah, and there's such, and I'm assuming too, because there's just so much history in Atlantic City as well, um,
For sure.
that, a lot of these, I'm assuming these murals sort of tell those stories as well.
Yes.
Um, and we talked about Atlantic City being the origin story for Monopoly, but I have to bring up another origin story
Oh, for
in
sure.
Atlantic City. Saltwater taffy. It's got to start there, right?
Yeah. So as the legends tell it, in the late as Atlantic City was kind of getting its start, 1883, there was some kind of crazy flood that came in and like put water all over this candy shop, and that is how saltwater taffy was born. It is a key prize for Atlantic City. Every time I travel for work or go anywhere, do anything, we bring the taffy. It always goes. Everyone is so excited about it. It truly is a tried and true staple to Atlantic City culture.
Yeah, and I met one of your colleagues at the travel show, and they did have the Frolingers, and of course I had to pick up.
Yes. What's your favorite flavor?
I I'm gonna show my Pennsylvania girl background here. I love tea berry,
Oh,
and I don't
okay.
think a lot of people
That's a
outside.
small flavor.
I don't know that a lot of people know that flavor. So yeah, that's one of my favorite. How about yours?
So I like to get a little mixy, and I like to take a lemon and a strawberry and like create like a strawberry lemonade type of situation for myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a pro tip. I've never thought of mixing like you sort of just twist them.
Yes, I do. I take the paper off, twist them about. You can take so many different flavor combos and really make something very special.
Oh,
Truly.
man. Okay. New new challenge unlocked. I'm gonna have to experience that for sure. I'm okay. I mean, my mind's blown a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm such a food nerd that that's very exciting. Um, so there's a lot. I'm sure you guys have a lot. Like, what are you excited about as, we're moving into summer and even, in the next year or so in Atlantic City?
We are moving into our summer season, which is the energy is buzzing and you can feel it. Memorial Day is like our official kickoff of the summertime. And I'm just really so excited to see everything that the summer brings to us. I know that within the following week of Memorial Day, May 29th through 31st, Visit Atlantic City is having our returning Soar and Shore air show. It is such a good time. It's family friendly. It brings everybody outside. It's absolutely amazing, as well as some beach concerts that we're going to be having lined up. I think that Visit Atlantic City and its mission, we are just trying to expand our footprint and just get ourselves out there. We've been having so much success over the last year and a half through all of our marketing, through all of our visitors, through all of our conventions. I'm just excited to see how we can continue as a team to grow and expand.
Um, and it's again, like I think it's really cool that it's expanding and getting the story out more. Um, and we talked about saltwater taffy, and are there other, so if you're in town doing this, like what other foods should people experience when they're there?
Okay, so I absolutely love this question. So first off the bat, everyone, it's White House subs. That is our number one sub house. It is the most famous. If you are a first time visitor, it's a must. It's not an option. It's a requirement, right? And then I kind of switch gears into like, okay, as a local gem, as a local fave, like what do I really like? Tony's Baltimore Grill, which has been there for a very, very, very long time. It is historic in its own right. Open just about 24 hours a day. It gives you like a Cheers vibe where everyone knows your name.
Hmm.
The most insane pizzas and Italian food, the most wonderful bartenders. It's actually on the Anthony Bourdain food trail, and it's a
Oh, okay.
mural of Anthony Bourdain on the back of the building. It's absolutely wonderful. And then to switch gears one more time, I'm going to take you over to the other side of the city, the Basin area, for Back Bay Ale House for just a very relaxed and chilled bayfront dining experience. You can't go wrong. We have so many food options across the city. Anything that you kind of like, you're going to find something.
Yeah. I love um I love a good sunset
Hmm.
meal on the bay. Like
Beautiful.
that I don't that's an East Coast thing because West Coast they get to watch their sunsets
Right.
on the ocean, but man, there's nothing better than an East Coast bay sunset.
I know it's wonderful. The basin area in itself, there's fishing, you have your aquarium, you have your tiki boat cruises, dolphin side cruises. It's just such a good vibe. They also have a wonderful breakfast spot up there called Gilchrist, also historic, with the best blueberry pancakes you'll ever have in your life.
Ooh,
Garden
oh, Jersey blueberries.
Yes, Garden State through and through. The Gardner's Basin is an area of the city that I feel like deserves a little bit more love and it's getting its shine. And I'm so happy for it. It's such a nice little spot. It's so different from the rest of like the city. You have all the hustle and bustle and own it within our little 48 blocks. You have Gardner's Basin to kind of like really relax and ease.
That's that's really because you need that. Like you
For
sometimes
sure.
you need out of the crowds or you need off the beach for a minute.
A little
Um,
variety.
I usually hit Wednesday and my skin needs a break. It needs to find something else to do. Um, what takeaway do you want people who have never been to Atlantic City? What's the takeaway from this conversation?
I want the biggest takeaway to be that Atlantic City is layered and full of stories, that we are more than just beyond the casinos, history, culture, creativity, community. Our authenticity is a part of our charm. And I think that more people need to step off from just beyond the casinos and see what the city is really about.
I agree. And we talked a little bit like I I'm on this plugging the beaches and shores for fall. I love a September week at the beach.
I'll call it the
So
local summer.
you
It's the
call it the
perfect
what?
the local summer.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the crowds are kind of gone. You still have really good weather. Just take your time with it. Love that September time.
Yeah. Like, do you guys have fall events that people would, come out
We
and check out?
I think that everyone is that much more cognizant that we have to continue to build in our off season. So, like I brought about these 48 Blocks Arts Festival, that happens in September,
Oh,
and it is a very huge event, and it's for that reason. Like to kind of give the locals an opportunity to kind of have that kind of get that give back.
yeah. And um, like I said, the weather's like perfect, usually perfect at that time.
Mhm.
You can still get some beach days in, but it's so much more relaxed, I think.
Agreed. Agreed.
Um, that's me talking as someone who has a grown kid who can go to the beach in the in the fall now. But yeah, if you can book that fall trip.
Full stop. Yes, it'll be a little bit more cost effective, a little less crowd, still perfect weather. It's the way to go, honestly.
Definitely. And what would you say makes Atlantic City different from other Jersey shores and even other East Coast beach towns.
I think because we're so small, it makes it that much more mighty. Like we are only 44 blocks long, and you have so much personality on every street corner, on every block, in every neighborhood that feels the correct word probably is not authentic, but authentic is what keeps jumping out in my brain.
Right.
You know, there is a resilience, there is a grit to Atlantic City that I think is something that everyone can resonate with. And that's what makes it so special to me.
Yeah, and I mean, because there is that there is that storied past that comes from the casinos too,
Hmm.
that you can feel when you're there. Like it is it's a city that have has fought through it and been through it, but I think it's it, it's sort of like that phoenix where it's like on the other side and all the great things now.
Yes, for sure. Like it's a battle is a battle, right? That's what life is. It's an up and it's a down, but we stay true to us throughout
Mhm.
it all. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep reinventing ourselves. It's what we do. It's what we do.
Right. And we've mentioned a lot of places, but I feel there's just some others that I want to give you time to also discuss that people shouldn't sleep on or shouldn't miss if they're coming to Atlantic City.
Oh, for sure. I have to shout out the African American Heritage Museum. It is in our Noise Arts Garage, which was a partner with our local college, Stockton. That is something that is very near and dear to me because Black history is the history of Atlantic City.
Mhm.
Uh, the arts, you know, that museum was founded and started by Mr. Ralph Hunter through his personal collection and passion for persevering Black history and culture. I've had the privilege of knowing Mr. Hunter my entire life. um, my grandfather was his collaborator and mentor, and his devotion and dedication to keeping this history that might otherwise be lost is something that I am in awe of daily. Um, The museum also has other exhibits by other local artists, which I also love because we have to promote and do within for our own. I also have to speak about in this moment Mr. Nelson Johnson, who also very near and dear to me, very near and dear to my grandfather, who also helped him. Mr. Nelson Johnson is the author of Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, okay.
But he also wrote another book called The North Side African Americans and the Creation of Atlantic City. It's a historical account detailing how Black laborers and entrepreneurs built Atlantic City's infrastructure and cultural life while under segregation.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot about those beginning neighborhoods, how everything got started, how we have gotten from point A to point B over time. Most people have no idea that the museum exists and it's even in the center of the city, coming right off the expressway. Mr. Hunter is such a storyteller, and there's so much physical media inside that it will send chills through your spine. I think that's something that we need to continue to uplift. It's very powerful for me. So excited about it.
Yeah, it seems I my listeners know how much I love museums and especially important museums, but I love when it's a passionate collector
Hmm.
who then makes that collection public. Um,
Yes.
and a lot of times it's around something a little kitschy or funny, but like this is such an important museum to tell the story that is necessary to tell. So I love that he to broaden that story that he made these things public.
No, for sure. And he's as the years go on, he just gets more and more and more emboldened. And I'm always just like, I want to be like you when I grow up. Yeah, you are the type of person that I aspire to be, truly.
Yeah. And what can people give people a little feel for what they can see there?
Sure. So the exhibits kind of change out month to month, but there's always some of your mainstays. Like Kentucky Avenue was a very big thing for African Americans and African American culture. You had all of these different nightclubs and these places, and you have like original signs from these places. You have
Wow.
you have murals and you have paintings from years and years and years ago. You have an entire listing of the just about 1,000 plus Black owned businesses that existed on the North Side.
Wow.
A full on directory of what kind of services were provided and the addresses and the location. Um, you have so much going on, so much civil rights. It's so much great stuff. I think right now, currently, they are having, I think the latest installment that just opened up on Saturday actually is about brotherhood. So, majority of the art pieces are by local men in the community, and all the art is centered around brotherhood. I like the way that they choose how they move through their installations. And they also have a traveling museum where they would come to different schools and different spots
Oh,
with
nice.
some of these things like, right, it's beautiful. And these beautiful pop-ups to kind of just go through the history. The way Mr. Hunter can regale a story, he can go for hours and hours and hours, and you won't lose interest and you will not be bored. He has a true talent for that.
He needs a podcast, it sounds
He
like.
does. Oh my goodness. He will be beyond himself.
I love that. We love a good storyteller.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's when you told me about the place, I was sort of like it was fascinating to me that that's right in the middle. Again, it's Atlantic City and you're not thinking it. And so anyone listening, if you're in Atlantic City and you go, please stop by this museum. It just sounds so cool and I can't wait to someday see it.
No, for sure. You need to come. Listen, whenever you're ready, all you need is a long weekend. We can take care of that for you, most certainly.
Sounds good. And I have to also mention one of my favorite one of my favorite things in Atlantic City is my girl Lucy.
Yes.
Um, Lucy is how big is that elephant?
I can't speak to how big she is, but she is larger than
Yeah.
life. She is like a top roadside attraction. She's actually older than the Eiffel Tower. I love that little piece of like tidbit. She's absolutely amazing. She is the gift that keeps on giving. Like Lucy will
She's
remain standing.
I think that's probably where I fell in love with roadside attractions was stopping there and seeing that and just being like in all of it and then understanding that most roadside attractions were like advertising and marketing which lit up my little marketing heart that was the use of them and and you and I had talked a little bit about our love of Disney before we got on here but I love staying at the Boardwalk Hotel because they have a Lucy figurine up on the mantle of the fireplace and
Oh,
it
wow. I love the little tidbits and callbacks.
it always makes me so happy. I know they're renovating. I'm like, do not take Lucy down.
No, she will forever remain.
Are there any other places that we're not talking about that people need to see?
I think that if you are going to go into the casinos, I think that stopping into each one as individually, I think it's a fun. I think it's very fun because each casino has its own personality. And I think that depending on what you're into, you can make the most out of any of it. I
Right.
also want to give a shout out to Showboat. Showboat is no longer a casino, just a hotel,
Oh,
but it is like our number one spot for family friendly events. They have a huge arcade on the inside, the Lucky Snake, with there's like golfing and roller skating, mini golf,
oh wow.
roller skating. They have the go karts. They have a video game room, and then within the same building, they have the Island Water Park, indoor outdoor water park, which is like the concept of it is quite literally insane, but it works. It's so much fun. It is so much fun. I think that sometimes people kind of get stuck on past notions of
Hmm.
what a city was or what their perception was. And I think that we've come so far from that, that come and see it all. We are a city as to where you can take in the entire city. You don't have to pick and choose.
Right. Yeah, I think that's definitely the message is like if you haven't been been to Atlantic City at all, get there. And if you haven't been in a while, go back.
Mhm. That's the key point. Also, if you have not been in a while, come back. Like I said, we are forever reinventing ourselves. There's always something new. There's something always that's changing. I've meet people on the road and like, oh, I haven't been since 20 years ago. Huh? What are you doing? That's crazy. We're a whole different town. You don't know us anymore. Come
Right.
visit.
Right. We're strangers. Get over
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
I love that. Like that's such a great message. And and um I think that's a good thing to rest on is if you haven't been, get back there.
Oh no, come see us. We're always welcome. We're always welcome. Arms open.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing your enthusiasm and all this great information on the city that we love.
Well, thank you so much for having me. When this opportunity came across, I was like, oh wow, how divine. Look at the alignment in it. As in the great words of Captain America, Steve Rogers, I can do this all day.
There you go. Oh, I love a Marvel callback. Thank you for that.
That's the inner nerd. Yes,
Great. Thank you.
of course.
Thank you so much to Kiara for sharing her passion and her city with us today. Said it before and I'll say it again. Atlantic City is so layered and I really wasn't expecting it. I learned so much from this conversation and I hope that we all see the city that Kiara sees after this conversation. But if today's episode has you thinking about a trip to Atlantic City, and quite honestly, I feel like it should, here's where to start. Head to visitAtlanticCity.com for everything you need to plan your trip. And while you're there, don't miss the Orange Loop, the African American Heritage Museum. And if you haven't been there in a while or ever, like Kiara's message was clear, like come back, check us out. And if you go in the fall, even better, lower crowds, perfect weather, and the 48 Blocks Art Festival in September sounds so much fun. The locals call it local summer, and I think that says everything you need to know about it. And with that, we add another stamp to our pop culture passport. I hope this episode inspires you to get out and explore all that is quirky and cool, even in your own backyard. Follow, download, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Tell a friend and leave a review if you like what we're doing. It really helps the show to grow. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. Just search for The Roaming Yeti. Until next time, keep roaming and finding your fun.